Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Two Tamers Talk. Basil, what's up, buddy?
Not much, man. We're cruising right along. Couple of tournaments to look forward to.
Yep.
Some cards to look forward to. Opening that BT-17.
Yeah.
Dude, that had me kind of like, all right, BT-17 cards. I'm like, damn, we don't even have BT-16
I know,
yet.
pulling that Imperial Ace and then going back to build Bull Force. I'm like, oh, I
just need a level 7 that
needs to go in there. No, that was a really fun video. If you guys haven't checked it out,
Go check it out. Yeah,
Mr. Luck over here with the awesome
magic hands,
the
Basil.
awesome pulls. Yeah. No, that was a lot of fun. Thank you again to James for providing some awesome BT-17 product straight from
Shout
Japan.
outs.
Also, that Diaboromon stuff. It's just like, it seems like it's so close, but I'm
You
like,
finally have support.
dude. Then you start looking at the release dates and you're like, is it like August?
Couple more months, yeah.
It's more than a couple, man. It's like a season away. It's
Well,
almost
it's May
fall.
now.
Well, so it is officially the month where we get a new set finally. So we're
Yeah, right. This BT-15 is nearly in the rear view.
Yeah.
And
what a format.
what a format. It's interesting because I was talking with I have some pretty competitive people I talk with, and
Yeah.
we were talking about BT-16. And obviously,
Yeah.
the question on everyone's mind is Magnamon X Secret Rare that good?
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, some of the people I've talked with said, in playing versus it and playing against it, it is clearly strong.
Yeah.
But I don't. What his exact words were, it's not as bad as BL's was in BT-12.
Interesting. Okay.
Which that is great news for me
Yeah.
because I think Anubismon is the strongest single deck in Digimon history. But I think unrestricted Beals at the time is probably the second.
It's pretty crazy.
In BT-12, that deck was something different.
Yeah.
And then I think right beneath that, and again, I didn't play pre BT-10,
Yeah.
so I don't know. People talk about Lord Knight and Blue Hybrids and
Yeah.
etc. But I think those two stand out to me. So
Well, Lord Knight was strong, but it was more of a lack of other decks. There wasn't like this huge variety of 1,000 different archetypes as there is right now.
But and then I've been looking at some other stuff. I'm pretty excited for Rapidmon X Antibody.
Yeah.
Rapidmon, one of my favorite Digimon. I think it's really cool. I've been playing a lot with it recently, and so Rapidmon X is something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
What else?
I think with the Magnamon thing too is you look at it and then you read the effects, and the fact that it's tough to get rid of is kind of the sticking point, right? That's the point where you're like, oh, how am I going to deal with this? But then you look at it and you're like, okay, well, it's going to stick, but it's got armor purge, so more sticking power. But at the end of the day, it's like a 17K beater, like when it's just sitting there, right? So you can try and find ways to get rid of it, or you can try and find ways to play around it and outpace it and do that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't think, and this may be like just the hope, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like going straight into another Boogeyman format, which I think is good because, like I said, the Rapidmon X I think is also really strong. Honestly, I think Imperial Dramon could be a contender in the next format.
Sure.
I think it has so much support. That Pale is really good. I think Fighter Mode Ace is really strong. A lot of people were pretty let down with Dragon Mode Ace. I don't think it really did as much for the deck as people thought it was going to do, but I think Fighter Mode Ace will be strong.
Think so too.
I think the new XV is pretty good. New Vmon's pretty good. New Davis Ken is really good.
Yeah.
It's so good that I was looking at sort of the other O2 decks because one thing I'm really excited for is Shakomon.
Yeah, I know.
I love Shakomon. I've got all my Armadillo-mons. I've got all my Codys. And then at first I was just like, yeah, that'll be a fun thing to build with Digmon Alt Arts and Submarine Mon and all that. And then the more I'm looking at the cards, they're actually pretty good.
Yeah, and then you turn me on to that option, and I'm like,
yeah, the
wow,
it's called Angels something or other.
Yeah, it's more another one of those options with like a picture from like one of the shows.
From one of the shows, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then The new Shakomon partition, I think, could throw a lot of people off. I think collision can throw a lot of people off.
Dude, between partition, because there's a couple different options for a couple different archetypes, I think, that do the same-ish thing. Man, play-by-effect floodgates are just going to be...
Stong sway up.
Absolutely. Stopping partition,
and then
it's going to be a huge net
I think
benefit.
Vikemon Ace is insane.
It's really good.
And so in a deck where you're playing, like 8 Shakomons, 4 Vikemons, I think that is like honestly no joke. I was gonna build it as like this will be a fun deck to play, but I think it could get pretty optimized.
Yeah, I think the game's getting really interesting with the aces because you're starting at the beginning. You're like, oh, there's that risk reward, with playing a Zudomon or a Magna Ace. But now it's like the 5s are good, the 6s are good.
Yeah,
we're gonna get 7s,
and now we're getting
it's like,
7s, and those are also good.
How much do you want to invest in your stack that's all overflow Digimon?
Yeah, we were a common sort of refrain on Discord and at locals is how much can we overflow on one Digimon?
It
I
can be
think
a lot.
people have gotten into near triple digits. So
Yeah, it gets pretty
that's
wild.
pretty good.
It's so interesting. It's so interesting as far as all that goes, especially with like the source stripping and de-digivolve, because now you have kind of that risk. It's like,
right.
How much blue are we seeing in the format? So do you want to digivolve on top of it,
Right,
and then have that, or
it
how
out
much black
and-
are we seeing in the format? Do you want to digivolve on top with something that has because you're worried about de-digivolve? So I'm really interested to see how these ace cards shake out. Because obviously there's the big ones like Imperial Paladin mode. You're going to see a lot.
Yes, this level 7. Yeah,
The Omnimon deck looks really interesting in 17.
yeah. The Omnimon deck. We thought, oh great, it's another like stupid Jogress deck that sucks. But then in Japan, it's actually performing quite well, which is pretty interesting.
At least they opened it up to Greymon in name and Garuru in name for
this
level
is true.
6s. So
It's not just Apollomon and Dianamon. Can it you Grace Nova?
yeah.
Sorry to all the Grace Nova fans. We don't like your level 7. But seriously, BT-16, I think it's gonna be good. The obvious, like everyone is thinking, oh, is Magnamon X gonna be too strong? The big question on my mind is 8 Ukomon gonna be too strong?
Yeah.
Because the first time I saw Ukomon, I was like, big Ukomon.
Yeah.
That is going to be a very fun meme deck to play.
That card is insane.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's...
By insane, I mean that it has an insanely unique thing.
Yes, it is very unique.
Like if you play purple, like if they have a Death X on board and you have nothing on board, playing that for 13 and having the Death X delete it and all the Tamers go away.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
And then you play something and delete the Death X.
Yes.
All of a sudden the entire board's clear. I think you have a Tamer and a level 4 and they have nothing.
Yeah.
It's
pretty
like the new
interesting.
X program.
But I was talking with... I was looking at 8 Ukomon. I was like, okay, 8 Ukomon.
Yeah.
And they're... people get in a really weird track where they're like... So obviously, the promo Ukomon has gone in a lot of decks. You can go through our library of podcasts with results and deck profiles.
Yeah.
And you can find a lot. This channel is basically a case study for why Ukomon should be on the ban list.
Yep.
But then...
And why Death X and Ruin Mode almost go in every deck.
Yeah. And then you look at it and it's sort of like... Well, which deck would play the 1-cost Ukomon? And which decks will stick with the promo? And which decks can play 8? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, 8 rookies is kind of a lot to devote to a deck that is building a Digimon in the Raising. Obviously,
we said the same thing though about boosts and trainings.
This is true.
Now you can find room to fit 6 to 7.
This is true, but interestingly enough, 8 Ukomon kind of becomes the base for a lot of bad decks.
Yeah,
which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
So we were looking at 8 Ukomon, Pawn Chessmon, because you don't want to there's no egg for that deck.
Right.
Because it's Pawn Chessmon. I don't even know if they have Digitama. But all the Pawn Chessmons Evo for 1.
So you might as well play it for 3.
And you might as well play them for 3. So you Evo for 1 into new Ukomon. Promote, you find Miki and Megumi.
Yeah.
And you play out the pawn chess and you kind of set up that way.
Yeah.
You could play like a good draw egg, like a like a BT-14 Koro or
Well,
something.
and you have 4 pawn chess mon now.
There's 8 pawn chess mon, and then there's another one.
There's more coming out in the starter deck.
There's more coming out in the starter deck. So there will be 12 pawn chess mon, 8 Ukomon, and then just, I don't know, some kind of like Nightmon thing.
Well, the yellow ones do stuff on your turn. The black ones do stuff on your opponent's
They're
turn. I
yellow
think.
black and then black yellow.
Yeah,
and
yellow.
one has like reboot and one has, I don't know. But it's pretty interesting because it's like, damn, like 8 Ukomon instantly makes a deck faster and like somewhat competitively viable, which is pretty interesting.
Well, they all recur cards when they evo, so
This is true.
you're not going to run out of cards by playing them. That's for sure. However, with Magnamon X, I did want to bring up the fact that we have pre-release coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And we were talking with Justin, and we were just kind of joking about it. And I'm just like, man, if you pull Magna X in pre-release out of your 6-packs,
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's like, so we're already theorizing how can we deal with this Digimon in constructed play,
Yeah.
and we've already determined
It's very difficult.
That's pretty hard.
It's pretty hard.
And so deal with it in pre-release. Not so simple.
Because all it needs is an armor form and traits.
Yes, so
or
it
in
can,
sources. And there's so many, and color requirements don't exist. So
yeah, so you can go on top of Sheepmon
yeah.
or there's a Vmon armor form in this, but it's
Is
not,
it Flamemon?
No. It's like a goofy one.
Oh, okay.
All of the armor forms, I'm pretty sure in this set are goofy.
Yeah, they're kind of weird.
But yeah, it's sort of like, damn, if you pull the secret out of your 6-packs, it's kind of like, I don't know.
I don't know how you beat. I don't know how you
brutal.
beat it. I don't think there's anything inherently in this
I don't know
set.
what the kill options are in BT-16. Like maybe you just wait, you chump block with one of your idiots,
you
don't
just-
activate its ability, and then just.
I don't
send
think
it.
there's any 2-cost rookies in this set either. I don't think so.
I haven't printed one of those in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So doing the old rookie rush strat is going to be rough.
Yeah.
There's so many colors. So
Yeah, I haven't.
I don't know.
The loyal Basil fans know that I'm a pre-release hater.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy pre-release 6-pack or otherwise.
6-pack is
I like building decks because when I build a deck, I put good cards in it.
yeah.
And when you play pre-release, you put bad cards in it. And I don't like
you're
playing,
forced to. It's a lack of options.
I don't like playing bad cards. I like playing good cards.
Yeah.
And so I'm always miserable at pre-release. I always go like 1 and 3, and then I'm sad. So I'm like, oh, I normally do well.
Some
at
of us have to
locals.
shine sometime, Basil.
It's true. He hasn't been on the channel in a while, but Jordan is a
Loves.
pre-release master,
He
and
loves
he's like,
it.
"Oh yeah, if you're so good, how come you never do well at pre-release?" I just have to take it. I'm just
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you got. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I'm
you win.
I'm just bad at this one."
Yeah. It's an interesting format. So it's an interesting format for an upcoming interesting format. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
It's going to be. So I remember BT-8. We had the last armors. That was kind of the big armor set. That was a really interesting pre-release too because nothing dies.
Yeah.
You just play a lot of armors and swing, block, purge, swing, block, purge, swing, die in security, purge, evo into another armor. Like it was just, and it's a really sticky. It's a sticky pre-release. So
True.
We'll see how well that goes.
It'll be better than BT-13. That's all I know. That was terrible.
That was a rough one.
Oh my god. Jumbo Gamemon? Oh god.
Yeah. But there's some good pre-release cards, I think, coming up too. I know I'm looking for those VMons.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Inheritables are just getting inherently stronger.
Boo.
You like that?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like crap. And one thing that's pretty interesting that I was thinking about is like, we were thinking about cards that we thought would never be replaced in certain decks.
Mm-hmm.
And Imperial comes to mind because I think very highly of Structure Deck Paildramon.
Yeah.
Swing twice. And it's just like, with the Inheritables on Digimon these days, it's effectively like draw 4.
Yeah.
Not counting the egg, which is like draw 5, you know? And it's like, damn, are we really going to replace that? And then same thing like Stingmon. Like, is the green purple going to replace the Structure Deck Stingmon? The one that is 4 cost, but then you play for 3 if you have a blue Digimon, which like turns on your Jawgrass
turbos
and
a little
stuff.
bit. Yeah.
And it's like, damn, that's pretty interesting too. Because it's like I think the whole deck kind of changes with the with the Davis Ken.
Yeah.
Because you would really rely on that structured X Stingmon to enable your play. Because if you had either the Setter Davis or a Blue Memory Boost, if you promoted XV, you could get into Pale that turn for sure.
Yeah.
Because you'd be at 3, Stingmon for 3, DNA, swing, et cetera, and that
Well, now
either
with
going
all
to Dragon Mode or
with
whatever.
all the ace cards included, especially once we get to BT-17, your opponent's turn becomes very different.
Yeah.
It's really strange, especially depending on what kind of deck. Like, they have to pretty much deal with your stack somehow.
Yeah,
whether
right.
it's by an option or Digimon effect.
Yeah.
But it's really tricky.
Yeah, it's pretty. And then obviously deal with it and then partition out your Sting and your XV. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And then we got some big bad bugs coming too, which is really,
Tyrant,
really interesting.
baby. Yeah, I'm really excited for Tyrant. Tyrant is one of those cards. So one thing that I completely forgot the last time I talked about Magnamon X, which is like, okay, how do we deal with that? And someone brought up a really interesting point, is that Laplace Demon effects are really good into Magnamon X because it's immune at the time. You apply the effect, the turn ends, the immunity ends, and then in their main phase, they do have to attack.
Yeah.
And so, where was I going with this?
Tyrant?
The Tyrant Kabuterimon has some kind of like force to attack.
I think it redirects into a
Or
suspended bug,
redirect,
right?
maybe?
Or redirects into a bug or something. I have to look at it. I know it's not affected by your... While it's suspended...
Well, it's suspended. It
yeah.
ignores Digimon effects, I know.
Which is huge.
I'm pretty sure the bugs had some kind of make them attack thing.
Probably.
With the BT-14 Izzy. I can't remember, actually.
It's in there.
I just wanted to shout out Laplace's Demon because...
Force your opponent to attack.
Yeah, because those effects... And then Sephirothmon, the black hybrid, and then there's one... And then Collision.
Well,
you
and
can-
Trident Arm.
Trident Arm,
Trident
true.
Arm.
Yeah,
makes you
true.
attack. And then there's one more. I was looking at it. I'll have to look
I
at it
can't
again.
remember
Yeah.
either.
But yeah, you can force your opponent to attack with
Yeah.
a few different things.
But yeah, Tyrant is another card I'm looking forward specifically to building. I hope you ordered your promo Kuagamons when they were $4.
That card is insane.
They aren't anymore. That's a really important card in the deck as well.
Yeah.
So you can stun something, beat over it with the Tyrant. That's one I'm looking forward to building because I played a lot of Grandis before it was restricted.
Yeah.
Because I was like, ooh, this is a green deck. Come to find out, it was really a red deck in disguise.
Yeah.
Um,
You can still play it now, though. Essentially, just put Tyrant as your top.
yeah,
end.
so
Evos for 2.
that's the first thing I'm going to do is because there's Grand Kuagamon Ace. And so the ratio of 6s and 7s is going to be weird. I don't know how many Tyrant, how many Grandis.
No Grand X? Or no, that's Herc.
Grandis,
Herc X
Grandis is the X antibody.
Grandis is the X. Yeah.
Grand
I was thinking of Herc
Kuagamon.
X. Yeah.
There's an Ace, and then there's the promo, obviously.
Yeah.
And then the level 5s are pretty interesting because it was real easy for a Kuamon X, you know.
Oh, the Akumon, the promo?
The promo.
Yeah.
But these days, you really want to make room for Mega Kabuterimon Ace.
Ace, yeah.
So it gives 3K to your Tyrant. And then there's also there's a new like on play and win Digivolving line.
Yeah.
Because the Tyrant spits out a bug. And so I think the level 5 is something along those lines. I don't remember. I haven't looked at BT-16.
Well, the Tyrant
besides,
spits out a bug for reduced cost of 8 or something, or you can play it for
Yeah, I
8
think
if,
something
if there's
like
a
that.
bug in its traits or in its sources or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something like that.
It'll be fun.
We'll have at the ready BT-16 deck profiles.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
BT-16 is it's one of those ones where we've been waiting for so long that we're just like chomping for. Like
That being said, I know I
just like,
teased it because I had success with Old Force a couple weeks ago. I took a locals with it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to film this." And then I started looking at it, and I was like, "I'm waiting for 16
Yeah.
or 7, whatever the next one." 16.
So you want to try the Vmon.
I really like those Vmon. Yeah.
Bunch of power, yeah.
Bunch of power because you want to be big. So I'm gonna mess with ratios and figure that out. So and figure out blue Tamers because blue Tamers are.
It's just hard always.
It's always hard. It'll be a lot easier once we get that promo Vmon that we couldn't pull out of BT-17.
Vmon. We got back-to-back Leo X's. That was so bad.
But it just means they're gonna be textured. If you guys haven't seen that video, again, go check it out.
It's like and something I'd mentioned is the BT-14 box toppers, unfoiled, no texture,
Nightmons,
and Shadermon, and Diaboromon Ace, all that stuff. It looks horrible.
Yeah,
they look
matte
the
finish.
first time you look at them, they look like proxies almost.
Yeah,
and then in EX5, the box topper promos are foiled.
Yeah,
and it's like thank God they look passable.
Yeah,
and then these promos are foil texture full arts.
Yeah,
and we're like, oh yeah,
they're thick boys.
They look really good.
They look good.
So they keep stepping up their promo game.
Yeah, the shame we can only see what one of them look like, even though we opened 2 boxes. But
look good.
Yeah, there's some good stuff coming.
And
out
that card is kind of insane.
That card's insane.
Fortitude blocker, inherited recover 1 on deletion. Whoa.
Evos for 0 on a Leo.
Yeah,
looks really good. But with BT-16 coming up, we also have some new tournament.
Yeah,
pack
we got
cards.
new tournament packs,
so we can jump into those. I know we were. These are ones that we've been kind of asking, like, when are we going to get these? We've been
asking, participation,
Yeah, so the participation is the Digimon Survive. We're in Liberator now. We've been in Survive, Seekers, and now Liberator as far as stuff they were promoting from what it seemed like. And we're just now getting Survive stuff.
Well, we got a good chunk of them.
We did, yeah.
As like super limited runs, and the cards suck.
They're not good.
The Agumon,
at least the ones we already have.
Yeah. It's like the Agumon sucks. The Labramon, some people were making use in some decks.
Yeah.
And then I don't even remember what the yellow one is.
Armadillo. Was it Armadillo? No, it was
something goofy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, these cards suck. And now we get all of them, and they all are. I mean, there's no home for them, basically. They're just for a spot in the binder.
Just so we can get them, yeah.
Which,
whatever. They fill holes
in the binder.
Yeah.
But one thing I did want to make note of is the winter pack.
The winter pack is interesting.
Because the winter pack is another 50-50. Good job and bad job.
Oh, interesting.
We'll talk about the good job first.
Okay, what's the good job?
The Gumdramon and the Blue Flare Greymon.
That's the good job.
That is very good. Those are 4 ofs in their respective decks. That either the Gumdramon is a common.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have a foil, I'm pretty sure. Because the box toppers, I think, were level 4s and 5s.
Well, what set was Hunters?
That was Hunters, yeah. 12.
It was 12, yeah. So that was, we didn't have foil commons.
Yeah. And so that needed something. And then the Greymon was a rare, and it had a pre-release stamp, but the alt art looks really good.
It does look better.
And that's a 4 of in Blue Flare for sure.
Yeah.
Because it searches 4, and then it's inheritable if they have 2 Digimon on suspend.
Yeah.
So that's everything you want in Blue Flare. Then the other 2.
Yep.
We've got Chikurimon.
The good one.
The bad one. Security Chikurimon. It has a Digifest stamp,
it does,
foil,
and an event pack. The event pack looks great.
And the event pack looks great. It's a full black border.
Yeah.
Looks really good. And now it has this goofy thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, oh, Chikurimon, play cost Floodgate alt art. Excellent.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they printed.
Because we got the Cutemon in this format.
Because we got the Cutemon. I was like, they're finally filling out the regular art floodgates that we have. Because every regular art floodgate needs to have an alt art.
Yeah. Give us that Palmumon.
Palmumon needs an alt art. Gotsumon needs an alt art.
Solarmon. No,
Solarmon has an event pack.
Yeah. Terriermon has like 12.
Terriermon has a bunch. Madoki has one. There's one that I'm forgetting.
Kukuamon, come on.
Kukuamon. There's some bad ones. Gaussmon, the Digivolve floodgate.
Yeah.
But effect floodgate and cost floodgates are really relevant.
Yeah.
So
Pillamon,
give us a foil at least or something.
At least for the effect.
But they have Chikurimon, Security Digivolve, whatever. I get it.
Yeah.
No deck even plays this card anymore besides like Dark Nightmon, whatever. And then they did BT-12 Agumon. And I was like...
Some Shine players
I saw red, yellow Agumon, and I was like, oh, finally, EX4 Agumon is getting an alt art. For those of you who haven't seen, all of you have seen it. The Bond, Agumon Bond of Bravery deck profile.
Yeah.
Since the filming of that profile, I've given that the treatment.
Yeah.
It is now very, very attractive
shiny.
to look at. It's very nice, very expensive. There are 55 cards in the deck, counting the eggs, and every single one is foiled, besides 2 EX4 Agumons. And they just sit there and they just look like crap. And you were like, just take them out, like whatever. And I was like, they're really good though. They gain a memory, they draw a card, blah blah blah. But it's the BT-12 Agumon, which has a judge stamp. So that's a full border, the split border that looks really good. With the judge stamp, and now it also has this.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn it, we can't.
What are we doing?
We can't. We got to spread it out.
Yeah.
Because Bandai is watching. They're fans of the channel.
True.
We know this.
Yep.
Please spread out your event packs and your tournament packs and stuff.
Yeah.
If you give me another Rise Greymon X antibody printing, I'm gonna riot. I'm so mad. So that is annoying.
What's not annoying though is they said with the first few tournament kits, they are also providing Digimon Liberator cards.
This is true.
So everyone that paid $30 for Pteromon, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, that's a $1 card.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Easy. Yeah. But it means if you want to play those cards, they're out of jail.
This is
so
true.
You can the Shuman and the Shuman.
Okay, so no one was excited for Pteromon in any deck that exists right now.
Right.
But Shuman.
I'm really excited about Shuman.
For those of you who haven't seen the Lord Knight deck profile
from back in BT-13,
13, right?
Yeah.
There was BT-1 Renamon.
No, it's not quite that far back. I don't think.
BT something.
It's an old Renamon.
It's on play. Give something sec -1.
Yeah.
Shuman is 1 cost cheaper.
Yep.
Sec -1, and then has -2K inheritable.
Yeah. BT-1 and 2 had a Tinkermon that did the same thing, but only to a level 5 and lower.
Yeah.
And then they power crept it with the Renamon.
Yeah.
So you could do it to anything, but it costs 1 more. And now it's back down to 3. You can do it to anything, and it has a -2K.
Inheritable. It's just so sick. And you're because it was one of those things where it's like we were asking around are these legal?
Yeah.
Like we've had these since January,
and people haven't had like solid answers. They're just
and
well,
people are like
probably not.
People are like they're for sure not legal, but I don't know when they will be legal.
Yeah.
But this kind of I think smooths it out.
Yeah, all the answers I got from official judges in group chats and discords and stuff was when there's another distribution.
Yes.
So this is the other distribution.
So that'll be good.
Those should be legal. So
true.
Have some fun with that. The Shuman. I
Shuman.
don't think the 4 is really good. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah.
I'm reserving judgment on the Vortex stuff.
Oh, the keyword. Yeah.
I don't know about it.
We'll see.
I'm sure it's fine.
Well, we don't get those starter decks for a while.
Yeah.
And I've seen some unboxings of those starter decks, and
Japan.
they look fun.
Get one of each training per box. So
those, but they're all
goofy.
They're all Liberated related
trainings, dude. Oh my god,
that's gonna be a nightmare for us because like when we have decks that we really like, we try and max rarity them, but it's always a bonus if they have something relevant. It's just like when we got that Black Memory boost.
Yeah, the Machine Dramon.
I'm not even going to play trainings. I want to play this because it has all
Guru and Andromon
has all the boys on it.
And then the training has Shuman and Teromon.
Yeah.
It's like, give me a black rookie on here.
Yeah, something worth using. Well, there's a Gatsumon, I think, on one of them with the Patero or something like that. Yeah.
Good enough.
I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting next couple months.
Yeah, it's true.
I think shortly after, I think at the end of June, I think we get EX6. I think it's usually about a month after, so we'll get the EX6, and that set is what I'm excited for. Kids are out of school, I'll have more free time, and I'll be able to come get crushed with Diaboromon. I can't wait.
I know that that tournament that set is at the end of June because. Big announcement. I'm going to California again.
Oh, that's right.
I signed up for the Riverside Regional, and it's going to be
It's in July, though, right?
It's in July?
July 20th.
Yeah, it's in July.
Yeah.
But then the EX6, I don't think it's an EX6 tournament, right?
It should be. Because we don't get 17 until August, if I'm correct. Why? You don't want to play?
Demon Lords.
Yeah.
I'm really scared of Demon Lords.
Yeah, you're going to get some Agudamon action. If we don't, I mean, there could be restrictions by then. You never know.
This is true. But
I hope we get another ban list, or at least throw us a bone, Bandai, between then. At least,
something.
You know, hit something. I mean,
something good.
We'll see something go crazy.
But if you're in the California area and you're signed up or you live in Riverside, SoCal,
yeah,
come say hi. I know me and Jacob, one of the Jacobs at least. The other Jacob is tentative.
Yeah.
Jessmon Jacob is for sure going. Purple Jacob is a maybe, and so is Jeff's also a maybe. Last I heard.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But I'm going come hell or high water.
They scheduled it when I'm camping with my family, so I will not.
Jesse can't make it, but I'll be there. I'll be signing shirts and kissing babies.
I'll be there. I'll be here posting videos you guys send me from there. So, but yeah, that's it's gonna be your next one of your next shots at getting the old invite.
If I don't have one by then.
If you don't have one by then,
because we've got an Ultimate Cup this weekend.
Ultimate Cups can't qualify you for
Ultimate
an invite,
Cups
right?
don't qualify. Yeah. There's a regional the weekend after that I'm on the wait list for.
The Ultimate Cups just get you better prize support.
Gets you flame and red hybrid support. Disaster. And then in early June, there's a regional that I'm not on the wait list for. I'm registered for.
Oh, you're in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on top of all that, there's
you said at the beginning of June.
Yeah.
You better get your BT-16 life together, buddy.
I will. I'll be really good at BT-16 by then. And then there's the store regionals that have serial omnis, and top 4 go to Nats. So that's pretty good.
You really get qualified for Nats out of a store tournament?
That's my understanding. Is that they're gonna have they're gonna have the whole
We've done that before.
They're gonna have the full regional distribution. So there's gonna be event packs.
Yeah.
The participation packs, the serial Omnimon.
Yeah.
And nationals invites.
You know how many of those serial Omnimons I've seen online go for
a couple grand?
Way too much. And now they're going to be distributed.
And
they're the same ones.
Well, and what I've understood is that the number, they didn't go in order.
No, absolutely not. I think the first one I saw was like 78.
I've seen them in the 200s, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So somewhere in Montana, Card Shop is going to have serial Omni number 1.
6 people are going to show up to a store champs.
Yeah, right. And four of them are going to go to Nats. Which the last store champions that happened, it was pretty low stakes, air quotes.
Yeah.
Because all that was on the line was a Golden Sistermon.
Yeah.
Which the Jessmon enjoyers like the regular alt art anyway.
Typically,
more.
Yeah.
And then
I think the store champs typically, so from what I remember, it's minimum of either 8 or 16 participants for any kind of good stuff.
Which the good folks at Wayward City Games will make happen.
Oh, for sure.
Very easily.
For sure. Yeah. We'll probably have 30 plus for store champs. Yeah. Especially with stakes like that. We'll get everyone from Portland and Seattle.
Because I know that for stores, there was some kind of like an application process.
Yeah.
To prove that you weren't one of these 3 people round robin local stores.
Or
because I don't think
someone in their garage with a business
I don't
license,
think they wanted to send a serial Omni and 32 event packs to that kind of a store, which whatever.
I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see what the prices look like on those when they actually get distributed.
If you bought one for $2,000, 07.
Because there's 500, right? It's out of 500, I think, is the serial.
Yeah.
So it's their first experimentation with
serial. They did it in One Piece and I think in Dragon Ball as well.
Oh, they've done it it's something that they're doing. I think they even did it in Battle Spirits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's kind of their new thing they're experimenting with. And this is kind of our first foyer into
Blitz Omni.
Yeah.
It's classic.
Sure. Use less now, but still, it's a timeless card, I think.
Yeah, it'll be good. Blitz for games always around.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a very interesting week for sure. I mean,
a slow week, really.
Slow week for news, anyways. We had some reveals. We
kind of wanted to wait for them to pile up.
Yeah, because the new set, the reveals for the new set are EX7, right? It's EX7. It's a EX set. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because 17 is the is the level 7 ace.
17's all the good stuff.
Yeah, EX. Well, Beelstar. People love
Yeah.
Beelstar.
Yeah, EX7 is looks like it's all three, or it's pretty much
It's gonna be.
dominated
It's not
by
even
3 Musk.
Beelstar. It's gonna be 3 Musk.
It's 3 Musk.
It's an
yeah, so
actual
it's gonna be some kind of,
Gundramon and Venge Kid.
yeah, with they keep revealing these cards, and I'm like, Tankmon, and I'm like, nope,
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
can't put that in
I had
machine.
the
no.
same thought. I was
Yeah.
like, ooh, Tankmon. Never mind.
But they revealed the Beelstar first, and like I
The
said, we'll
ace,
talk
yeah.
about it later. But these options keep coming out, and all the Beelstar players are like,
they cost.
it doesn't
6.
cost 7. What the hell am I gonna
Move
do?
on, losers.
Yeah. So
You got enough 7 cost options that are completely
broken.
overtuned.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, freaking Rivals Barrage goes through the roof
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what the we'll see by next week. I think it's gonna be me and Jeff next week. I think is what the plan is as far
Yeah.
as the pod goes. So
True.
I think we should have a pretty good set of reveals by then to go
Yeah.
over.
True.
And talk about this new 3 Musk thing. I'm excited to see Venge Kid, Gundramon, some of those cards that
Yeah.
didn't get played in 3 Musk actually get a little bit of
Yeah,
love.
make
and
it an
see
actual
how
deck.
that deck is cohesive, because it tucks options as Digivolution
Yeah,
sources.
I was like, damn, it's kind of like the X antibody option, but when you pitch it, tuck it, I think is how it
something
works.
like that. So we'll see how it goes. It'll
True.
be another new way to play the game. So
Yeah.
another fun EX set gimmick like we love.
We'll
So-
see.
Well, you ready for some cards of the week, buddy?
Sure.
All right,
yeah.
you go first.
All right, I'll start us off. Something that I said earlier, and I've said on previous, is that I've been really enjoying the yellow vaccine deck.
Sure.
I finally got all the pieces for it together. I got my TKs, my Angelwomon aces, and everything. And after playing a few different iterations of it, I finally, I think, landed on the Rapidmon version.
Sure.
So I'm going to shout out the new structure deck Rapidmon. It's really, it really opens up the deck in an interesting way, because you think about the biggest downside to armors is at best it's a 3-cost Evo.
Yeah.
But what if it was a 0-cost Evo
Mhm.
with that SR Patamon? So you open up Patamon and that TK, tuck that structure deck Rapidmon. You're into that. Even if they choke you to 1, you're +1 from Patamon and +1
Sure.
from TK.
Yeah.
So you're at 3 with a level 4. You can get into a Mega that turn. You can swing. It's effective 11k. You can kill a rookie while you do it. Set up for your aces. It's an extremely dynamic card. It's only going to get better once we get that Magna X.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Mine is going to be an interesting take because I've been on an all-force kick lately.
That's
so,
true.
Kind of looking ahead at other sets, and we're brainstorming all this like Magna removal and what do you do and this and that. And the deck's been in kind of a, as far as the egg goes, it's been kind of a weird quandary with where we've been now. The Bukamon's restricted.
Wanyumon, Bukamon.
It's like Wanyumon, yeah, and then you go and you play at locals, and then you run into a Mirage player, and you go, oh,
Swing and draw.
crap, what the hell
Unlucky.
am I doing? Mandatory draw.
Yeah.
Ugh, nasty, right? And so you start looking at your tamers and stuff, and you're like, well, you can supplement the draw with the V tamer, which is still a broken tamer. I still think that card is very, very good.
And two cost tamers are never bad.
2-cost tamer, power, draw, whatever.
Perfect.
Good card. But the ST8 Demi V, I really like that card.
If you have 8 cards, gain 1k.
1K, yep. And it's a Demi V, so I was kind of looking forward to the next sets. And that new Vmon does not digivolve.
Yeah, it's
on blue.
red evolves for 0 on a Demi V and 1 on green and purple.
Green and purple. I think that's it.
So
yeah.
that's how the Imperial line is kind of going in this kind of rainbow mishmash kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first thing I did was look at Demi Vs, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, okay.
If
so
you're jamming draw,
no. If you're swinging at a Digimon that has no Digivolution cards, 1K, horrible. That's
Yeah.
ST2 or something.
yeah,
like that.
that's old.
And then you look at this one, you're like, okay, that fits. the deck.
1k.
So we need to get bigger, right?
Power eggs will never be bad.
Yeah. Because we want to swing big. So because you think about some of the bad matchups that All Force has with like Machine, where they're big blockers, or like some of the classic ones like, well,
Magnamon X
Magnamon
antibody.
X, So between Demi V, Vmon, some V tamers, you can get quite large
Yeah.
and swing multiple times. So I'm having fun with this. It has a really good Judge Pack art too that has the full blue border.
Yes.
I love that, and they're super cheap.
Yeah.
So I've been experimenting with that and having some pretty good success. It's nice when you swing in security, like you try a deck for the first time with this new egg. You swing in security, you're 12K, but you're 13 because of the egg, and you hit a 12K and you live, and you're like,
That's just
okay,
that's one extra damage because you
justified.
don't have
Yeah.
to use the evade.
So yeah, I'm really relying on that VMon in the next set, I think. So Bukumon's gotta take a hike. So here we go. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think it's a fun card.
Very nice.
Haven't done an egg in a while, so I'm
Yeah,
excited.
right.
Here we go. So
I think the last thing you did was Bukumon, incidentally.
Bukumon or Vixie, yeah, one of the
Yeah,
two. I
Vixie.
really like that card too. So, and the new Demi V is if you have 2 or more colors when you attack, I think it's gain 1K,
Yeah.
which
Not possible.
not possible for me. And the artwork's terrible. It's really bad. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for us this week. We gotta hop to and get to locals.
True.
And yeah, so stay tuned. We got some more fun things coming. We
Hop in the
got,
Discord.
Big teaser. You got a big ban list coming as soon as I have 3
For
hours.
those of you who want to watch, if you've stuck around this long, you get a spoiler. The ban list contains over 100 cards.
Yep, and I have to edit it. So with that note, we'll see you guys next week, and
see you
take
then.
care.